Today we want to learn how calculations are done in Excel. And after that, we have another assignment for today to perform more calculations. Today the assignment we have here is this. Wherever we see the question marks, we are supposed to use Excel functions to perform calculations.
Hey, great, buddy. I just saw Wilson. You're showing her the projections for the new vacation packages this morning.
I am?
You're joking, right? You're such a kidder. Tell me you did it. Come on, don't do this to me. It's just one little spreadsheet. God, this could make or break the deal. Her exact words were 9 a.m. or never.
Calm down. Just give me a minute.
I haven't heard anything about cooking. What about that? Yeah, 28th.
So,
When are we going
to sort that out?
What is this?
It's Microsoft Excel. Now hold still. I'm about to perform a miracle.
You're crazy. There's no time.
Now, Wilson just wants this year, right? First, we'll put in the names of the tours. Tennis, golf, safari. Total.
Right.
Q1, Q2 ought to do it. She wants to see a 10% growth.
Yeah.
I'll work up the first 2 quarters.
I got it. I got it. We could tell her that you got mugged on Friday night. Nah, she'd want a police
A
report.
click on the auto sum?
Hey, you only have 2 quarters here. Aren't you going to finish it?
No, but Microsoft Excel is. Watch this. It's called autofill. It's going to finish the table for me. I just drag this little cross as far as I want the data extended. Check it out. Excel picks up on trends, totals, quarters, dates, and does the projections for me.
My spreadsheet doesn't do that.
Very cool. Autofill. Oh, my career is over. Gone. Look, you're not going to make it.
Not unless I make room for this title.
What? Start all over?
Don't panic. I'm just going to drag the table over here and make room for it.
Hey, did you just drag that?
My spreadsheet doesn't do that.
Okay, watch this. Add that title. A little bigger. Centered.
Nah, it still doesn't look right. Give it up, man. Look, let's just say your PC got run over by a bus and you're lucky to be alive.
Whoa, I better format those numbers. Click on the table, click the right mouse button, get the shortcut menu for numbers. We want currency formats. This one looks good.
My spreadsheet doesn't do that.
Okay, I admit it. That was pretty neat, but you'll never finish it. This isn't good enough to present. You can't show her this.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I really think she'd buy the bus store.
With a click on the auto format, our superhero shops through several professionally designed formats and applies one.
That one.
With a click of his mighty mouse.
I can't believe it. You did it. We did it. It looks great. This is a miracle.
This is Microsoft Excel. I took a minute to work up those figures you wanted.
My spreadsheet doesn't do that.
What was that?
Good morning. You're all welcome back to class, and we want to continue with our studies on Microsoft Excel. Last week we started with Excel and we looked at some of the basics of Excel. We defined it. We talked about what it is used for and some of the features it has. So we went through what Excel is, and we said Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software program that is used to organize data for the purpose of analysis, calculation, and reporting. We talked about spreadsheet, what a spreadsheet is. We said a spreadsheet is a computer program that stores data in the cells of a table, organized in rows and columns. We talked about why you should learn or use Excel. Why is it important to learn Excel or use Excel? We said Excel is perhaps the most important computer software program used in the workplace today. Excel is perhaps the most important computer software program used in the workplace today. Now, when we talk about computer literacy in general, we define computer literacy as the ability to understand and use computer programs effectively. One of the computer programs you should understand how to use effectively is Excel. At the workplace, Excel is critical. You need to understand it. The effective use of Excel helps organizations and businesses to make the right decisions based on data. Companies make their decisions based on data. It helps them to understand trends, to lower costs, reduce risk, and design better operational processes. We talked about what workbooks and worksheets are, and we said a workbook is an Excel file. When you use Excel to save any work, that work is called a workbook. Inside a workbook, we have worksheets. The worksheets are the individual pages within Excel. So when you open to Excel, at the bottom you see sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. We learned that each sheet is made up of rows and columns and cells. We learned that in a worksheet we have 1,048,576 rows and 16,384 columns. Now, when they ask you how many cells we have in Excel, it means you need to multiply the rows and the columns to know the number of cells we have. We looked at the interface of Excel and we talked about some of the features. We talked about the name box. I'm sure you all remember the name box. I'll be asking 1 or 2 questions about the name box and the formula bar before we begin with today's studies. And we looked at the cells here and we realized that each cell has a name. The name of the cell will appear in the name box. We talked about the columns. We said the columns are labeled with alphabetical letters from A to Z, and it continues with AA, AB, AC, till you get to something like XFD. We learned that the numbers here, they are over 1 million. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are not ending at 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or 50,000. It is over 1 million. Those are the number of rows and columns we have in Excel, and we have several cells. The cells are the boxes you see. These boxes are amazing. Each of these boxes is a computer on its own. The boxes you see here, each one is a computer on its own. Each one can be used to perform complex computation, and it is so amazing. So Excel is a program you really should learn how to use. If you remember our mathematics books for kids in primary school, that book has some boxes. I don't know if you remember. That book has some boxes, and my question is, the boxes in the book, the math book, is it important? Is it useful? It helps you to do calculations. Okay, that is amazing. Now, if the math book is that's useful, imagine a math book that is computerized, that each of the boxes you see is computerized. That is how Excel is. It's like your math book with several boxes, but each of those boxes is a computer, can do complex calculations, can receive instructions and perform operations even by itself. Before I begin what we'll be doing today, I want us to talk about the main purpose of Excel in business. Excel is a program that if you don't have a clue about what it is supposed to be used for, the purpose of it, you don't even know why you should learn it or how you should learn it. So to be able to use Excel, you need to understand it. Now, when you open a computer program and the program is just like this with several boxes, and you don't have the understanding of what this program is used for or why we should learn this program, it is difficult to learn it or understand it. So I want us to talk about the purpose of Excel in business. The purpose of Excel in business. And over here, Microsoft Excel, again, is a spreadsheet application that is designed to perform basic and complex mathematical computations within data using formulas and functions. It also allows users to analyze simple and complex data to discover trends and other meaningful information from their business data using graphical charts, filters, pivot tables, and several built-in tools. Excel is also used in business to create invoices, income and expense reports, sales reports, budgets, billing statements, and several financial and corporate documents. Let me try and explain what we have here. Now, Excel is a spreadsheet application, we understand that, but it is designed to perform basic and complex mathematical computations within data. Now, companies have data. They store a lot of records. Now, these records, when they are stored on paper, it is difficult to get them to be analyzed. It is difficult to understand the information your data is trying to give you. And so, do we have a computer program that can help us to store our company data and be able to perform calculations to give us totals and to give us our yearly reports and all the calculations we want to use our data for? Imagine if you had your company data in a notebook. You will have to manually read the notebook, write down the sales for each month, go through each month, make sure you don't make a mistake, write down the data for all the months, try and perform the calculation to get the total, try and deduct your expenses from your income to know your profits and your losses and everything. Now, do we have a computer program that can do all those things for us easily? Excel is that program. When you have data and you put it in Excel, Excel can perform those mathematical calculations and give you all the results and information you need. And it does that using formulas and functions. Also, it allows users to analyze simple and complex data. Now, when we talk about data analysis is simply going through the raw data you have to get information. Let's say you store daily records in your company. After 3 months, what kind of trend exists in your data? What kind of information are you getting from the daily records you've been keeping? You cannot tell unless the data is analyzed. You need to analyze the data to know, oh, okay, this is what is going on. Now, Excel is a computer program that can analyze your data for you. Not only can it perform all the mathematical computation, it can analyze your company data for you to discover trends. What is working, what is not working, what is happening, what is not happening. For example, last week we gave you an assignment and there was a chart. Inside the chart, you could see certain trends. Now, each of the lines represents a product. And this information here, if I pick this orange product, the line tells me the performance of the product from January to December. When I pick the blue product here, you can see where sales started in January. But in May, we realized that sales went up. And in this month, June, July, sales were down. August, sales went up again. So this is helping us to discover the trend within the data. And this can only be gotten when your data is analyzed. When we go through your entire data, we can gather that information. So Excel allows you to analyze data, to give you the trends and other meaningful information from your business data. And it can use graphical charts to give you that information. For example, the chart I just showed you, it gives you information. When you look at the next chart here, the first chart here is for the first quarter of the year, second quarter of the year, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. When you look at this, immediately you will know that business was quite good in the second quarter of the year. And this product here in orange got the highest sales in the second quarter. This is information. And this information is given through a chart. This is called a bar chart or a column chart. If you work in a serious company, that's every day you record a lot of sales. After 1 month or 3 months, it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to be able to look at all the numbers manually and make sense of them. Excel can look at all of them in a second and plot them on a chart for you to understand what happened in those 3 months. When I look at this chart, I already know what happened. I don't have to go through the data and read every day what happened and try and add them myself. Manually, it will be impossible. But when the data is plotted on this chart for me, I understand it immediately. Apart from graphical charts, we have filters and pivot tables. Later we'll learn about filters and pivot tables. They all help in data analysis. Now, Excel is also used in business to create invoices. If you want to create an invoice, Excel is a program to use. If you want your income and expenses reports, Excel is a program. Your sales reports, Excel does that. Budgets, billing statements, and other financial and corporate documents. So Excel is really useful in business. That is what Excel is meant for. And this is what companies need and why they need Excel to do all those things. Some of the major operations performed in Excel include manual and automatic calculations. If you have Excel, you can do calculations. When we say manually, it means you will enter the formulas yourself, select the cells yourself. But then Excel can also do automatic calculations. If you have a long list of calculations to do, all you have to do is to do one. Excel can do the rest for you automatically. Excel is used for graphical visualization of data. If you have data and you want to see the data graphically, Excel can help you visualize your data through charts and graphs. We use Excel for data examination and data analysis. In Excel, we do what we call data validation. We do formatting of data. We are talking about the major operations done within Excel. You need to know how to do data validation. You need to know how to format data. We have sorting and filtering of data. We have cell referencing and worksheet referencing. We also have cell and worksheet linking. You should also know how to protect worksheets and workbooks with passwords and other things, and all these things we'll learn them. Then we also work with templates in Excel, and we import and export data, and we do printing. Today we want to learn how calculations are done in Excel, and after that we have another assignment for today to perform more calculations. Today the assignment we have here is this. Wherever we see the question marks, we are supposed to use Excel functions to perform calculations. Wherever the question marks appear. The areas where there are no question marks, you are not supposed to put anything there, but your job is to put calculations at where the question marks are. This is very simple. So the first thing is that we are going to print this sheet for you, and you are supposed to create this worksheet in Excel. So the worksheet you are seeing here, you are supposed to create this in Excel. Number 2, you are supposed to set the column width as follows. Column A should be 8. So column A here should be 8. All right, so when we open to Excel, this is our column A. We know that the columns have labels which are alphabets or alphabetical letters. Now the column width here, if I try to open it, you see that it has a number. You can see 10 now, right? 10.6, 10.4, and you can also see it in pixels. So your job is to make sure the width of A is 8. You can do it manually here by trying to gauge 8, or you can go to where? Format. Excellent. So like where we went last week, we use the auto fit column width. I don't know if you remember, but then we also have column width itself here. When you click on column width, you get this dialog box that asks you to enter the exact weight you want. So it is 7.93. Your job is to make it 8. So you enter 8 and you click OK, and you see that it will be adjusted to 8. Let me close B. I've closed the column B. I've made it very tiny, and I'm going to adjust it to something like 15 for you to see. So I can highlight it like this. You need to highlight it first. To highlight, you need to come to the top, see the down arrow, and click. If you don't see the down arrow, you can't get it. See the down arrow and click. Then you come to Format, and you select column weight, and over here I want to make it like 15. Now when I click OK, you see that the 15 just worked. Alright, so that is what you do with the second question. You set all of them based on the instructions here. Number 3 says enter a formula that will find the commission for the first employee. So the first employee is here. That's his name, Kwekumeno. And you are supposed to find his commission. His commission is supposed to appear here, the first question mark. And the commission rate is 2%. So you have to use your own understanding to perform the calculation and give him the commission of 2%. Now, if we want to calculate commission, what would the calculation, what would the commission, what are we calculating the 2% from? From the sales, right? Okay, so the sales amount, 2% of the sales is the commission. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so that is the instruction here. Commission rate is 2% of sales. So it has been given here. So you pick the sales amount. So let's try an example. So if the sales amount in cell B4 is, let's say, 15,000, and in cell C4 you are supposed to put the commission there. You are supposed to calculate a percentage of this. Let's calculate 10% of this and see. You know that to perform any calculation in Excel, you begin with what? Equal sign. If you remember this, then you're on your way. Once you start with this, now they say find 20% of this. So how are you going to, sorry, 2%, right? Okay, we are calculating 10% here. So how do I find 10% of this? Okay, so what kind of formula am I supposed to use to find 10%? So without, let's say if we were not using Excel, how would we have calculated it? Like 10% divided by what?
10 over 100 times.
10 over 100 times the amount. Okay, so okay, fine, let's try it that way. 10 divided by 100 times. Now in Excel, to get times, this is the operator for times. You use an asterisk. You don't use X. X is not times. X is a letter. So use an asterisk. Okay, so times this. So I can click on it. Times B4. Okay, so if we get 150, is 10% 150? If we get 150, is 10% supposed to be 150 or what? Or 1,005?
Yes, the amount is 15,000.
So 10% is for 1,005. Okay, good. So 10% is 1,005. Okay, so this is one way of calculating your percentage. 10 divided by 100 times this. So if you are supposed to calculate 5%, it will be 5 divided by 100 times the amount. Now in Excel, if an amount is in a cell, all you have to do is to use the name of the cell. Excel will look at the value there and use it to perform the calculation. So this is 5%. Now because we use the name of the cell, if the amount changes, the calculation will also change. If the amount changes, the calculation will also change because we use the name of the cell. Excellent. Okay, let's try another way of calculating the 10%. Let's try another way and see if it will work. So if you are supposed to find 10%, let's try 10% times this. Let's try this and see. Did it work? Okay, so you can also type 10% times the name of the cell, and it is the same thing. So these are two ways of performing those calculations. We all know how to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in Excel. I believe you are okay with those ones. For example, if you have 100 here, you have 20 here, and you are supposed to perform addition over here. How will you go about it? Add this and that. How will you do it here? Equal to, you click on this plus this. Is that how you do it?
That's one way.
This one way. Okay, Madam Julie, how would you have done it? Yeah. The sum function. Excellent. Excellent. So we learned that you can use formulas or functions. Now, a formula is something you create by yourself. Like what we have put in here is not a function, it's a formula. But functions are inbuilt formulas that have been given names. For example, the sum function is an inbuilt function, and the sum function automatically performs additions. Now, if I have some data that I want to calculate, I can do my own calculation by adding the names of the cells, like what we are doing here. We are picking the name of the cell, the B2 is here, plus C2 is here. This is also correct, because this will definitely perform the calculation. We can go ahead and add other operators like times something else. We can times it with this. We can divide it with this. If this is what we are looking for, it will give us the result we want. And what we are seeing here is a formula. So formulas are created by the user, but functions are inbuilt in the program and are called. If I want to use a sum function, I will not bring any addition or plus plus. I'll just type the name of the function and go ahead. All right, so let's do it again. B2 plus C2 is correct. We are going to get the correct answer, 120. Over here, if we are doing subtraction, over here, if we are supposed to do subtraction of the B2. Okay, let me just put it here. Let me clear this. Okay, so we've done addition. Let's do subtraction. If we have 120 and we are supposed to subtract them, how will you do it? Madam Juliana, how will you subtract this from this one? Equals sign, yeah. The name of the cell, B3, and then minus. Excellent. You see, so here we didn't call sum because sum doesn't do subtraction. Sum is for addition. So if the calculation you want to do is addition, then instead of using a complex formula, you can just use sum. Now, why was sum created? Sometimes we have a long list of numbers to calculate. For example, watch this. Let's say we have a lot of numbers here. What Excel wants to do is to make work easy for you. Now, this is even short. If we continue to have more, then we are going to have a lot of work to do. Okay. We know that Excel can do addition. Now, to perform this addition, this is what you have to do. To perform this addition, you need to start with equal sign. Then you enter the name of this cell. That's B5 plus B6 plus B7 plus B8 plus B9 plus B10 plus B11 plus B12 plus B13 plus B14 plus B15 plus B16 plus B17 plus B18 plus B19 plus B20 plus B21 plus B22 plus B23 plus B24. Now, what I have entered here is correct. Please, are you with me? Yeah. When I hit enter, I'll get a correct answer. But Excel wants to make work easier, not complicated. What I have done here is actually very difficult. And it's very easy for you to make a mistake trying to write a formula like this. It's very, very easy to make a mistake. When I hit enter, I'll get the answer 104. Now, to prevent something like this, Excel has created what is called a function. So the functions we use, the reason why they were created is to make work simple. The first cell was B5 and the last one was B24. Look at this. Sorry, B24, sorry. B24. Okay, B24. Look at this. When I hit enter, it's giving me 108, right? This one here was supposed to give me the same 108. I think it missed the last one. We didn't add a 24. I said B4, sorry. B24. Okay, so you see that I made a mistake. So number one, to prevent you from entering all of these and making a mistake in the process, Excel has created simple functions. Look at this function. It has done the same work and it has given us the same results. Please, are you with me? Yeah. So when they ask you why functions were created, it is because Excel wants to simplify calculations. If you want to perform any calculation, you can enter complex formulas like this. This is too much. And you are very likely to make a mistake in your data. And the company data cannot afford mistakes. So Excel has given you functions in place of the long formulas. Okay, good. Let's perform a division. Okay, multiplication. Let's perform multiplication. Okay, so Mr. Jeff, this is for you. So we have 100 here and 20 here. How can we calculate it here? How can we do it? Equal to sign. B4. Multiplication sign, which is asterisk. Excellent. All right. Now, when I click inside any of the results, in the formula bar, I can see the kind of formula we used. When I click on any of them, I'll see the formula in the formula bar. And also, when I double click on it, the formula will also be revealed. So anytime you double click, you see the formula. Okay, so the last calculation here, before we start our exercise, let's do division. And Adam, this is for you. How will you divide this and that? Yes, perform division for me. Equal to yeah, this one here and this one. Okay, so look. Okay, so what is the sign for the symbol for the division? It's slash, eh? Okay, so this particular slash is called forward slash. This is what we use. Okay, so this one slash this. Please, is that correct? So if it's correct, what are we supposed to get? Okay, good. So that means it is correct. So we know how to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now I'm going to print this work for you, and you are supposed to go through and answer everything you see here. Let me show you something here. When you look up here and you click on this sign, the Sigma sign, which is the auto sum, this auto sum, you see that there are some popular functions here. And how many can you see from here to here? Okay, these are 5 very popular functions in Excel. The first one is sum, second one is average, third one is count, fourth max, and min. The work you've been given, you are going to make use of all of them. For example, the count one. Let me just click on the count. So once you select your cell, count, you just enter the argument for where the cell ranges from. So let's say from here to here, D2 to D5. This is how I'll put it. This column, did we talk about the column here? It means it's in a range. So you start from D2, ends at D5. The column is what tells that it's in a range. When I hit enter, what do you think I'm going to get? Pardon? What am I going to get? I'm going to get 4, because this count function, it only counts. So how many items are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is it. Okay, so you make use of all those functions. So the function is on the home tab at the top right, where the auto sum is. When you click on the arrow, you see the 5 functions. The work you are given, you are supposed to find the highest. The highest, you are supposed to use max. Lowest, you are supposed to use min. Count, you are supposed to use count. That's how it works. Alright, so we are going to learn how to put a Ghana cedi sign, and this is how it works. I want you to pay attention to this. We are going to apply the cedi sign first of all to this cell. I'll highlight the cell first. You make sure the cell is highlighted. Now when you come here on the home tab, you see one group here. The group is called what? What do you see here? Number. Now over here there's a drop down, and what we have here is the number format, and you see the format is general. You need to change the format into either currency or accounting. So you can use the accounting format. When you click on accounting format, you can see the Ghana cedi or dollar. If you don't see Ghana cedi, then you do the next thing I'm about to show you. If you don't see the Ghana cedi, after you select it, you come back there again and you come and choose the last option here. What does it say? More number format. When you click on it, this dialog box will open, and over here you see symbol. When you see symbol here, click in it and type GH as fast as you can. You are going to see GHC. Type GH, press GH fast, G and H, you will see GHC, or you can press G and go through the list and find the GHC. The GHC is the same as the Ghana cedi. So that is it. When you find it, you click OK and you are done. Over here the last question says using employee number and what? Using employee number and what? Create a bar chart that will visually display your data. Okay, so here you've been told the columns to use, the employee number and salary. So you need to select the employee number and hold control and select the salary. So once you select the two, you have indicated the data you are supposed to use in your work. Let me do it again. Okay, so the employee number, let me just select from the top and let's see how that will work out. So employee number and salary. So once you select this list, you hold control and select this list. Then they say you should create a bar chart, right? It didn't say pie chart. Did it say pie chart? It said bar chart. So you are supposed to use a bar chart. So to create a chart, you go to insert, and where the chart are, we'll find bar chart over here. When you click on this, this is the bar chart. You use the 2D bar chart. So when you click on it, this is the chart you are going to get. So you can position the chart either next to your data, or if you want to position the chart on a new sheet, this is what you do. You move to the top right here and click on move chart. When you click on move chart, a dialog box will show here and you can see new sheet. You can give it a name or leave it as chart 1. When you click OK, the chart will move to a new sheet on its own. Then when you look down here, you will see chart 1 and sheet 1. Sheet 1 is where our data is, and then our chart will be on chart 1. Anytime you are given a chart or you are supposed to draw a chart, you need to be very, very mindful of the data you are putting in the chart. When you are supposed to draw a chart, you are not supposed to highlight everything to draw the chart. You need to select exactly what you need for the chart. So in this case, we are supposed to use employee number and salary. And if you select it that way, your chart will appear here perfectly like this. If you are asked to use employee name and salary, this is how you do it. You will highlight employee name, hold control and highlight this salary. Now let's plot the chart. You go to insert, you click on the arrow here, use a 2D column, 2D bar chart. You click on it and the 2D bar chart is showing here. Let me place it here. Now once I see the chart here, I can come, and because I use their names, I can see their names and their salary. So here, who has a higher salary? Kwame Menu. Okay, Kwame Menu is having the highest salary. So charts can help you to visualize your data. In just a matter of seconds, you can see what happened. So this is how you are supposed to create your chart. Remember, you need to put in the right data. If you go and highlight a whole lot of things, your chart will be wrong. Anytime you are creating a chart, you need to select specifically the data you need within your chart. So here we selected the employee name and the salary. Your question said you should use the employee number and the salary. So the company knows the employee numbers. So do it that way and create your chart.